Ladies and gentlemen, SideStrafe back with another episode of the Strafing Run. This is, of course, designed to keep you up to date on a fairly regular basis. In the background, we've got some more War Thunder, except in this video, I was actually joined by RAMJB. And if you play War Thunder, I'm pretty sure you know who he is. He's responsible for some of the greatest guides and plane analysis videos on YouTube, and this guy knows his stuff. Sure, there are other people that provide War Thunder content, but this guy knows what he's talking about. I mean, he is a virtual flight instructor, if you ask me. This guy's been playing flight sims for years. He knows these planes like the back of his hand. He knows the history behind them. He knows what battles they were involved in. He knows all the markings and the decals and what squadrons they belong. I mean, he knows all this stuff that you'd have to read books for years to figure out, and I'm really impressed. But not only that, he's a great pilot. He knows about the maneuvers. He knows how to explain things correctly, like a teacher would, like a real flight instructor would. He explains them in a way that they're clear, concise, easy to understand. I feel like I could go out and fly a real plane after hanging out with him for 30 minutes. I mean, that's how good he is. And you really gotta check out his videos. Check out his channel, because he definitely deserves a lot more views, because, from what I've seen, not many people are really taking advantage of his content. And from my time spent in the game, there are definitely plenty of people that could use some instruction. Trust me, I feel myself already improving after just an hour of playing with the guy. And just even after watching a lot of his videos, I'm learning a lot more about all these techniques. Even I'm learning a little bit more about physics. The energy properties of the aircraft, and maintaining certain speeds and altitudes, and I'm learning the names of things that, I know nothing about planes. I'm big into tanks, but when it came to aircraft, clueless. But I feel like I'm getting a great education here while having fun at the same time. So that's a valuable thing. I don't give shout outs very often. And for me to do it, like I said, I said a long time ago, I don't subscribe to a lot of people on YouTube. There's a handful that I do. This is one of the guys. Check him out. The link will be in the description below. You will see him flying with me a lot more often. He'll join me on live streams. He'll join me in collaborative videos. He's down for it. And we'll, of course, have him on voice comms eventually, so it'll be a lot easier. So look for SideStrafe and RAMJB on a channel near you. Also on his channel, so you'll be able to see his perspective. I believe he did record some of this footage. If you're interested in taking a look at some of it, he may have put his own spin on it. Keep an eye on his channel, because then you'll see things through his eyes. And, of course, he's more of the expert pilot, so that might be a little bit more valuable. But if you want to see me get away with some things, then here I am too. But in regards to this footage, again, nothing fancy. It's not edited. It's just really here as background footage while you listen to me talk. So please don't think that you're about to see the most insane, epic kill montage ever, because that's definitely not the case. But anyways, moving right along, I have been enjoying War Thunder. Heck, I'm really horribly addicted to it for some reason. I don't know why. Ever since I started playing it on the live stream, I've just been enjoying it so very much. It's right up there with World of Tanks. In fact, it's the game I go to when World of Tanks has frustrated the frack out of me. And it is nice to get away from that game sometimes and jump into something where I can just fly and have a little bit more freedom. And with a flight sim, in some ways, nothing's really set in stone. A good pilot can get a lot done, even on his own sometimes. Whereas in World of Tanks, a lot of times if your team really, really fails you, it's hard to make a great comeback. Sure, the same can be said in this game, but I feel like the tactics and the size of the environment here play such a huge role that you can actually pull off quite a bit on your own. Not that I can, but you can if you're good at the game. But anyways, it's still a very tough game. There's a huge learning curve. And I think that's actually what I'm attracted to. Where you go from World of Tanks, which is arcadey, and World of Warplanes, which is very arcade. I mean, come on, everything has hit points. Get out of here. And then you come here, and it's you know, more legit, more historical. Things are closer to what they were in real life. Closer. I'm not saying things are perfect. I know there are balance issues. I know matchmaking isn't perfect. I know there are broken planes, bad flight models. Some things may be considered overpowered. Whatever, it's going to happen in every game. Let's face it, it's hard to balance things. It's the worst thing that you can do as a developer, is attempt to balance things in a game. I think that's a very difficult process. But when you're dealing with hundreds of craft or vehicles, you know, you're going to run into those issues. So for what it does, I think it does a fantastic job at it, and World of Warplanes is pretty much in trouble. I really have to say that I think that World of Warplanes is going to be a game for the truly loyal wargaming customers. You know, people that want to share, or people that want to, you know, have their accounts be one so that they can share their gold and credits between their tank garage and their hangar bay. So there's that. But, you know, if you ask me to choose a flight sim, and if you ask most people that play World of Tanks to choose a flight sim, they're going to still say that they go to War Thunder. That's just the way it is, guys. The game engine is phenomenal. You know, I'm getting over 130 plus frames per second. I've got everything jacked up. I mean, it's just a beautiful game. It runs properly. It just feels good. The control options are there. It just does everything I really want it to. And it's just so responsive. And I can't wait till War Thunder Ground Forces, because finally I might get the game I've been looking for all my life in regards to a tank game. You know, I mean, I can imagine the historical battles in a tank. Oh my goodness, I'm excited, and I've been looking at the screenshots, and I can't contain myself. And you better believe that the SideStrafe channel is going to be one of your go-to places for War Thunder Ground Forces. It's going to be crazy, guys. I mean, it's just going to be the real deal. I mean, I'm so excited about it. I mean, that's all I can say, is that there's going to be a lot of Ground Forces content, because, quite frankly, wargaming recently has been kind of burning bridges with me. And the latest straw, I don't want to say the last straw, because there hasn't been a last straw yet, because I still love the game. But the latest straw is that, you know, I can't even get onto the 8.8 test server because there's an email and password issue. I've read the forums. I've Google searched. I've troubleshot. I've reinstalled. I've done all the things. I used to be a tech in another life. I know how to troubleshoot things. I know what I'm doing. You know, it's not my fault. And it's an issue that's happening to a few other people, but it's not happening to enough people for them to want to address it. So I even contacted their support as the final thing. I said, look, you know, what can you do? I was nice. I didn't even say, I was like, oh, I'm sorry. You know, I just said, I approached them as an individual. I just said, hey, can you? And, you know, oh, sorry, we don't support the test server. What do you mean you don't support the test server? It's free labor for you guys. You put a test server out, you ask us to log into it, and we stress test it for you. For free. Yeah, is it fun for us? Is it a benefit to us to be able to do such a thing? Yes. Are you doing us a favor in a way? Yeah. But come on, you should support it. It's something that you've put out there. Give me a break. You know, the amount of money that I've spent on the game, the amount of referrals that I've sent their way, and there is no referral system for World of Tanks. I don't get anything for saying, hey, go play World of Tanks. No, I don't. You know, and if you want some sort of referral system, you'll have to actually go through a third party to do so. Right now, wargaming actually doesn't really acknowledge my existence, and that's another thing that I wanted to bring up, because that's more of a North American issue. In the European server, they have a community manager who seems like a really nice fellow, who typically he spends some time with people like Jingles and Quickie Baby and whatnot, and he's on their live streams once in a while, and plays with them from time to time. He seems like a nice guy. But we don't have that in North America. We don't. And we don't have a section on the North American World of Tanks page that says community contributors. That's a title they have on the European server for people that contribute to the community, whether it's via the forums or via videos. And, you know, people like Jingles, Quickie Baby again, they're considered community contributors by Wargaming. I am not considered one of those things. I think we may have that title on the forums, but only for people that contribute to the forums. I don't like forums that much. I read them. I get information from them. I study there. I see if anybody's got anything intelligent to say, but generally, I'm not a forum poster. So, anyway, I've made quite a few videos for World of Tanks. I've done quite a bit for them. I've referred thousands of players to them. I've never asked Wargaming for anything. In fact, you can't actually even communicate with their North American department. Their 2 email addresses that they have don't work. You'll get errors if you try to contact them through their press department. You can't get in touch with them. I've tweeted them. I've done what I could. I've said, look, it's as simple as you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. What can I do for you? What can you do for me? I want to help my community out. Is there anything you can do for us? You know, we play your game. We spend money on your game. My viewers love your game. You know, I can't even get in touch with them. So, I guess it's because the North American division is just run by a completely different group, and they're just not as cool, or Wargaming just in general looks down upon NA because we have fewer players. Let's face it, our peak server capacity is about 30,000 on a good night, whereas Europe is over 100,000, and in Russia's just most of the country. I mean, so, you know, I mean, heck, we get the patch like second to last. I think the last people to get patches is Southeast Asia. So I don't even want to know how they're treated. So, you know, there's that. It's a little discouraging. And I'm not saying other developers are any better. Yeah, I've worked with some nice devs that are really good about keeping in touch with me. You know, I can send them an email and they'll respond, or they've reached out to me, or they've, you know, maybe thrown me some codes to give to the viewers for whatever. I mean, yeah, once in a while I get people like that, and I really always appreciate that. Wargaming, though, all the content, you know, nothing. All right, well, there's that. So, you know, the thing was, I couldn't get on the patch, the test server. I can't test out my super Pershing, so I don't know if I want to sell it or not. There's all these things. And then, on top of that, it was just the fact that Wargaming doesn't want to acknowledge my existence. Maybe I need to be more of a European or something, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I've got the family background, but I don't know if that counts. Maybe I need to switch my accent. I can turn into SideStrafe. Fucking Strafe from Scotland. I don't know. We can make that one up. That one seemed like it was pretty popular on the live stream. I can just create a new persona. We'll just be SideStrafe, tanker extraordinaire, and we'll get some things done. Maybe that's what you need. I don't know. 1080p HD World of Tanks from SideStrafe. That's what they need. Oh, okay. You have an accent. Now we'll support you. But I don't know. I still love the game. I do, but come on. I mean, do something. You know, I mean, just acknowledge that I would like to make content for my viewers showcasing the 8.8 patch. Hey, is the Super Pershing really bad? I don't know. I can't take a look at it. Did the Germans really get nerfed? I don't know. I can only read forum posts or watch other people's videos. I want to get in on that action. I mean, I think if anything, I deserve access to the test server. I'm not asking for anything else. I've never asked them for gold or money or credits or anything. I just love playing the game and supporting it. But anyway, yeah, you can see I'm a little frustrated about it because it's one of my favorite games. And when I can't play on the test server, which I usually get really excited about that, it just stinks. So, you know, and a lot of you guys are like, oh, when are you going to showcase 8.8? You know, what's going on with the Super Pershing? Are you selling yours? I can't tell you. I don't know. So that stinks. But we're done with that subject, I think, for now. All I can say is Wargaming, Not that you're watching this video, but look out, because guess what? War Thunder's adding vehicles, ground vehicles. Things are going to change. You are going to lose people. I'm not saying I'm going to completely bail on World of Tanks, well, unless War Thunder's just that good at ground forces. But all I'm saying is it's natural when you're no longer a monopoly and you have competition, you have to fight harder and you have to change certain things. And your policies lately have been a little rough around the edges. Some of the things they're doing to get people to buy gold are a bit shady. You know, there are some things going on, certain premium tanks being put into the game that are requiring you to purchase premium rounds. The fact that you feel like you need to buy those rounds in the first place just... By the way, check out this portion of the video. This is just a bag of awesome. I was trying to land. He couldn't leave me alone. I was trying to land my Air Cobra. I was going to go make myself a sandwich. And this guy tries to come attack me right off my 6 o'clock. I get out of the way just in the nick of time. I'm like, where are you at, son of a gun? I really wanted that sandwich. It was going to be a nice salami sandwich. And you had to come and ruin my day. So I was like, you know what? I've got some ammunition left. In fact, I even have a 37mm cannon in my nose. Let's see. Let's see if I can throw some of that your way, Chief. Wait for it. Ka-ching. Don't ever attack me when I'm going to make my sandwich. Don't ever do it. It's just, you're going to have a bad time. But yeah, there's that. So I just had to point that out. But anyway, yeah. So, again, Wargaming's got some competition now. War Thunder's already better. If Ground Forces ends up being super mega fantastic happy time, once again Japanese TV show, then yeah, I'm not, that's all I can say, you know. Just let's leave it at that, I guess, and move on and talk about some other subjects. But anyway, there's that. So, you know, what else is going on in the world of SideStrafe? Well, I've been live streaming a lot, going very well. People seem to enjoy that. They like the fact that I interact with the chat. I've been told that a lot of live streamers don't do that, but to me, that's the whole point of doing it in the first place, is a way to talk to the viewers. Obviously, it's not easy for me to answer comments under YouTube videos all the time. I get to a few here and there, but it's just easier to watch a chat on my laptop and answer questions live. Playing games like War Thunder, World of Tanks, perfect because there's intermission time. There's time where I can read. It's harder in games like Battlefield, of course. And it's also difficult if I'm collabing with somebody, like if Ram's playing with me, or if I'm playing with Elbrook or somebody, or my friend T and Warheart. Obviously, I'm paying attention to what they're saying, and sometimes it's harder to look at the chat, but, you know, generally I've been communicating pretty well with the viewers. And for War Thunder, at the end of the nights, usually I have custom battles where I'll password protect the room. I'll say, all right, let's go. Get to your planes. And people will join. And we'll have a rotation so we can usually get more people into the game, and we'll all play together. It usually leads to me getting my face stomped, because the second that people see my name, well, I'm a target. Also doesn't help that I just fly out in front of everybody and ask for it. But it's always one of those things like, all right, guys, let's get them. And I turn around, I was like, where is everybody? Oh, yeah, nobody wants to go first, because they know that, like, the first plane out is the first one dead. And we always play in historical mode because I think it's just good practice. Limited ammo and all that jazz. Because that's what I'm going for. Arcade battles, to me, is becoming actually pretty easy in some respects. At the lower tiers anyway. Mid to low tiers. So, you know, the real battles happen in historical. I don't think I'll ever touch full real, though. But anyway. So, yeah, I've been doing War Thunder with the viewers there. I don't necessarily do anything in regards to squadding up or platooning up with viewers, because there's just too many requests. So please, you know, don't ask, because it's just usually not going to happen. And you might not ever get responses from me in games like World of Tanks. I get messages that just spam the screen. I mean, if you watch the live stream, I'll have like 5 bars of chat windows on the bottom just blinking, ready to give somebody a seizure. I have to ignore them now. I'm not being mean. I can't respond to all of them. It's impossible. So there's that. Same thing in War Thunder. I'm not going to respond to them while I'm making a video or streaming. And please don't be that guy that's like, hey, SideStrafe, are you streaming? Or hey, SideStrafe, are you making a video? Well, what if I am making a video and your chat box like pops up in the middle of the video? I mean, think about it. That's kind of annoying. So, I'm not trying to be rude. With all due respect, just, put yourself in my shoes and consider the fact that I'm usually working or just trying to have a good time, So stop by the live stream and hang out with us. If you really want to communicate, go to twitch.tv/SideStrafe. Link's always in the descriptions below. Follow there. It's free. Check us out. Watch the VODs. Hang out. There's where you can talk. If you want to ask me questions, that's probably the best place for it to get answered. At least for now. So beyond that, the live stream, it's going fairly well. It could use a few more followers so that Twitch will maybe give me transcoding options. And you might be asking what that is. Well, when you live stream, you broadcast one resolution. I play my games at 1920 by 1080, but I tell my software to output at 720p 60 frames per second. Now, when that goes to Twitch, they get that res, so you can watch that. However, you have to become a partner, which I am, for them to give you more transcoding options. Now, on their webpage it says, oh yeah, partners get transcode options, which means we'll turn that 720p res into 480p, 360p, 240p. That means they're going to take 720 and turn it into all these other resolutions so that if you're having problems with the stream, if it's too choppy or laggy for you because maybe you live really far away or you don't have the bandwidth to support the stream, or you have a bad ping to the Twitch server, maybe a lower resolution will help. I currently only have 360p. Their website basically lies to you. It says partners get all full transcodes. It's a lie. I only get a partial 360p. Well, 360 is ugly. Nobody wants to watch 360. I asked them, can you at least give me 480? No, you don't have enough viewers. You don't have enough monthly views, or you don't have enough concurrent viewers, which means I need to have somewhere over 500 people always on the live stream. My career, my livelihood has been on YouTube, so I haven't focused on Twitch, so I don't have as much attention over there. So granted, we're almost reaching 7,000 follows there, but I don't have a lot of people show up there because I don't always announce it on YouTube. I announce it via Twitter, Facebook, and I just go live. It sends an email out. A lot of you guys don't like email. Well, I don't know what to tell you. There's that. So when I have a big important day of streaming, yes, I'll announce it on YouTube. But if you think I'm always going to do it, no, it's not going to happen. So there's that. But anyway, the more people we get on Twitch, the sooner they're going to wake up and let's say, all right, let's give this guy more resolutions. So that's what I'm trying to do, because I really want you guys to be able to watch the stream in 480p if you so choose. Because I know that not everybody has a good computer or a good bandwidth, or maybe you just live really far away. Because you have to remember, you're pinging to some server in like Virginia or something, and that's where Twitch's server is. I'm sending my data to Virginia, and then you are connecting to that server. And if you're in Europe, well, it might not be great. So, and it's hit or miss. I've had somebody with horrible internet in Portugal test out my stream. It was fine to him. I've had somebody with amazing internet in the UK say they have problems. Well, who knows what causes it. But anyway, I need transcode options, so if you could, join us on Twitch. That's all I can say there. But yeah, I've been doing that, having a lot of fun there. And I even built a second little box. You ever seen those shuttle PC boxes? Bare bones kit. Threw a processor in there, threw my capture card in there. Boom. Little shuttle box handles my live stream. I'm streaming at 60 frames per second. I'm not losing any frame rate on my game while I'm on the gaming rig. No frame rate loss. The live stream machine is taking care of it. It's a beast. And I invested in that because I wanted to provide the best quality stream I could. I wanted to beat out all those other people on Twitch whose streams look like muddy water. And I'm going to continue to improve it as much as I can. The only limitation right now is the fact that not everybody has a stable connection. Heck, I could do an insanely crazy bit rate. Technically, Twitch doesn't want you to stream over 3,500 bit rate. I'm doing about 3,200, which is actually higher than most people stream at. I have enough bandwidth to support that, but not everybody has enough bandwidth to receive it, so I have to keep it around 3,000. But anyway, I built a second machine just to handle it because I wanted to have an absolutely smooth experience for you guys. And watching War Thunder at 60 FPS is a sight to behold. People show up to my live stream and they're like, holy crap, why is it so smooth? You're streaming smoother than I can actually just play the game. I mean, it's crazy. And I'm like, wow, like nobody else really provides this kind of quality. No, this is nuts. I mean, people are freaking out. I'm like, wow, I just need to share this with more people. Now, sure, there are some good-looking streamers out there, people that know how to stream. You know, I did a lot of research. I asked professionals. I got feedback. I did the math. I know how to stream now. You know, I'm pretty savvy. And that's, again, guys, where are you here? Standards. Entertainment with standards. And yeah, I'm bragging about it because I'm proud of what I've achieved on that live stream in such a short amount of time. And I'm going to continue to provide the best. But yeah, again, you want some beautiful... The only reason I don't stream at 1080p is, again, not a lot of people can handle watching that resolution. And generally trying to stream at 1080 and 60 frames, it's a little rough on bandwidth. Generally, most people are happy with 720p 60. So, obviously on YouTube as well, YouTube only supports 30 FPS. So if you want to watch me play games at 60 FPS, which is the way they should be, and higher, then at least check out some of the VODs, because you'll be shocked by what you see. They're actually pretty nice looking. So anyway, there's that. Boom. Talked about live stream a little bit more. What other games are coming to the channel? Well, we've got War Thunder. That's a new addition, and I think it's actually going to be a permanent addition to the channel. I'm just in love with even the planes now. I'm enjoying that a lot. Ground Forces is going to be a big thing on this channel. I may recommend other channels like RAMJB for the flight content, but when it comes to the ground stuff, you better get your popcorn ready for some SideStrafe action, because it's going to be it's going to be fantastic. But so there's that. World of Tanks, of course, will maintain as long as they keep up with the game that I have been enjoying. Could it ever change if War Thunder is just that amazing? I don't know. We'll see. But right now, yes, World of Tanks, War Thunder. Battlefield 4, I'm going to take a look at. We'll see what happens. I generally have issues with Battlefield in regards to the fact that hardcore mode isn't that popular. But I might have to get my own server for that to be an enjoyable experience. I've also been talking to another gentleman by the name of Sergeant Merrill on YouTube. He is another great guy, another channel that I actually subscribe to that you should check out. I'll have a link to him also in the description below. Really nice guy. Just fun to play with. We've actually played some World of Tanks. There's a video of me and him playing on his channel. You can check that out as well. It was just kind of like a casual whatever. It wasn't anything official. But, he's been talking about getting a Battlefield 4 server as well. He already has an Arma 3 server that you could check out. Maybe just go ahead and search for Sergeant Merrill or Merrill in the Arma 3 browser. I think he's running Wasteland right now, but I'm going to talk to him a little bit more. We'll see about what it takes. I'm going to check in on that server, see how it's running, and then we might even talk about collaborating content in the future. I've already said, yeah, man, if you want to do some vids together or be on the live stream, it's cool because he's a really good guy. He was also a military man, knows a lot about firearms and things like that. So if you're interested in that type of stuff, he covers rifles and handguns, ammunition types and things like that in his videos as well. So that's cool. But yeah, we might do some work and we might look into Battlefield 4. I'm just not sure if he's into hardcore mode. I think he is, but we'll take a look at that. Otherwise, I'll just end up with my own server maybe as a test run for a month or two and see what people think. If I play Battlefield 4, I would want it to be an extremely hardcore experience, longer respawn times, extreme lethality in the ballistics and whatnot. And you know, somehow I would try to get people to be more tactical on that server. It would probably be something that was password protected with a rotated, with a password rotation, so that, you know, troublemakers aren't always on there. And obviously, if they are, I'll have some people moderate the server or be admins so that they can take care of the riffraff. So there's that as well. So Battlefield 4 is on the table. We'll take a look at that one. Everybody always asks about DayZ standalone. Yes, I'm going to take a look at it. However, I've asked to be included in the DayZ beta test for standalone. Currently, I'm on their list to take a look at the game when it's ready to go out to the press. However, yes, they are doing internal beta testing. I've contacted them. I've said, look, you know, you mind if I get in on it? Not to film it, but just to be there and to help out and to have knowledge so that I can be ready for when the game goes live. Well, I'm told that they have enough people. And again, I feel like here's somebody else just trying to burn bridges with me, and it's like, look, dude, I've never asked you for anything. Never! I've made... Not to toot my own horn, but heck, I practically discovered DayZ in April of that year, and you know, my first impressions video, yeah, it was one of the biggest vids that I had ever created, and it did very well. And sure, a lot of you guys are probably here because of that, and I was very proud of that, and I was more than happy to help Bohemia sell more copies of their game, because let's face it, that's what happened. You discover DayZ, you buy Arma 2 because you want to play DayZ. All I wanted to do was help out with the beta test. I didn't even want to film it. I just wanted to be there so that I could gain knowledge, so that I could know what I'm talking about when standalone comes out. That's it. But it's like they didn't even know what I've done for them. So once again, it's like, guys, come on, man. I mean, how many thousands of copies were sold from those videos? Really? I mean, if I was a developer, I would be like, thank you so much. Help us out with the beta, man. Yeah, what do you need? I mean, come on. I mean, I deal with other developers that have no problems doing that, and I don't even really have to do anything for them. It's just... And you know, sometimes what it is, they don't know who you are. They don't know. Yeah, sure, you get a lot of views on a video, but the developers, they don't always know what you're about. I mean, heck, I'm a lot of people don't know what I'm about. You know, a lot of those devs, they don't look at my channel. They don't care. It's like, whatever. But so anyway, yeah, you know, I wish Rocket and his team the best. I want the game to be good. I'll check it out. I'll play it, but you know, it's going to take me some time. I don't know when I'm going to be allowed to check it out. I don't know when that's going to happen. I have no dates. I don't get any inside information. They don't pass me anything. You know, I don't know what to tell you. So, because I get a lot of questions about when are you going to take a look at it? Because a lot of people think that I get special super secret access to things. I don't. A lot of times I get the same access that you guys do to things. I'm not that big on YouTube. There are people that are light years beyond me. I'm a nobody, really, and sometimes that's okay because I don't like being treated like anything special. In a lot of cases, I just like being left alone, you know? I mean, it's just, I just like to play games and share my experiences. In this case, sure, I thought it would have been nice to just get a little bit more info on the game and be ready for when it comes out. But I guess they just don't value what I've done and what others have done, because it's not just me, it's other people out there. There's a lot of people that make content that perhaps deserve a beta slot, you know? But, you know, did I spearhead? Did I create that bandwagon? Kind of. I mean, I left it. Is there a part of me that wishes I didn't? Well, if I didn't, then I'd be a liar, and I'm not. I got tired of the game. It didn't offer me anything else. A lot of people say, why'd you stop? I mean, you could be rich if you'd have kept making DayZ videos. Well, I didn't want to play it anymore. I don't want to be rich and fake. I respect you guys too much. I'm not gonna bring you content that's not coming from, you know, my heart, like that I'm not passionate about. A lot of you guys could see that I was getting frustrated with what DayZ was offering. I was getting frustrated with the players in the community. It just wasn't doing it for me. So I had to stop. Yeah. Are there a lot of people that jumped on Arma, DayZ, and they're banking on it now? Of course. Perhaps in some cases there are YouTubers that have surpassed me because they decided to play this thing and stick to it. These people never heard of Arma before. They jump into DayZ, all of a sudden, maybe they're discovering all these mods. All right, they've made their money on that. But you know what? At the end of the day, that's going to bite them in the ass because they're going to get sick of that game. They're going to go try to play something else, and nobody's going to care because they signed up. They're going to be like, where's my DayZ content? I subscribed for DayZ. Where is it? Why are you playing this? You know, and that's what happens. That's what happens when you try to become a variety channel late. That's why I started becoming a variety channel early. That's why I never said that this channel was one game only. That's why I said, hey, this is an extension of me. I play whatever I feel like playing. And once in a while, I'll bring you first impressions of something cool. That's it. So, you know, that is that. A few other questions answered there because a lot of you have asked why I stopped. A lot of you people will say, oh man, you could be so rich off of that. But I want you to know this. Just, yeah, I like to make my living off of this as well, but it's not always just about the money, you know? It's like the Joker said in Batman. It's not about money. It's about sending a message. You know, I mean, that's the whole point. It is about sending a message. That's the whole thing. I mean, it's true. You know, there's the pile of money right there. I'm burning all that DayZ money up, you know, to send that message. And, you know, hey, that's the way I look at it. I know not everybody's going to think the same, but, you know. So when I get a little disheartened because they don't want to let me into a beta test or Wargaming doesn't want to get me into a test server, it's because I'm sad that I can't provide you guys with the quality content that you deserve. You know, that's it. Because I don't think I'm anything special. I want everybody to have access to the test server. I want everybody to be a beta tester. I want all games to be multi-platform. I want everything to be universal. You know, I don't believe that I deserve special treatment, but I do recognize what I've done for certain developers and publishers for free. Okay, that's it. Yeah, it's industry standard. You do something nice for somebody else, they're gonna pay it back. Well, if they're a good person, but that, you know, that's just kind of, you know, I like to provide life lessons as well. Developers these days owe a lot to people on YouTube, popular or unpopular, whatever. How many times you say, you know what, I want to see what this game looks like. I want to check this game out. Well, you go to YouTube. You don't go to IGN or GameSpot anymore. You can't even trust their reviews. You don't know what they're providing. You don't know. You go to YouTube because you know it's some average guy or girl playing the game the way they want to play it and just talking about it. They're going to either love it or hate it. Some of them, yeah, are there phonies on YouTube? You better believe it. You know it. There are indeed. But I think you guys, most of you guys at least, are probably intelligent enough to be able to tell the difference because, well, quite frankly, okay, yeah, let's back that off to a couple of you need to really take a look at YouTubers a little differently because I'm shocked at certain people out there that are now considered celebrities that are just absolutely fake, that would sell you out in a second. Just be careful, guys, because I hate seeing fans and viewers get hurt by these so-called celebrities, and you know, I don't even like that name. I don't even like saying fans. You know, I refer to you guys as viewers. I don't like being called a celebrity. I'm just a guy that likes playing video games and sharing them. That's it, you know. So if you ever run into somebody that acts any differently, you know, don't believe the hype. That comes into playing games and meeting people. So that's all I have to say about that. But yeah, there was another disappointment with how DayZ was going, and that kind of ended up rambling on and ranting about that, as I usually do. But that's, I think, the other reason that you guys are here, right? You may love me, you may hate me, but you still show up because you're wondering what I'm gonna say next. It's kind of like what they used to say about Howard Stern, except I'm nowhere near what he is or was. So okay, there's that. As far as other games, you know, different games might show up on the live stream in comparison to what's on the channel. For example, you might not see much more Cube World on the channel, but you might see it on the live stream. It's just based on how many people are viewing things. I like playing these games for fun, but if they don't get a lot of attention, it's like I could just play it for fun or live stream it and not have to waste the time rendering it, uploading it, processing it, editing, all that stuff, when I could just stream it and have a casual good time with the viewers. So there's all those things. Same thing goes for Blacklight Retribution. I enjoyed the game, but it wasn't really getting much in terms of views, and most people didn't enjoy it. And I was like, you know what, I might as well just play it for fun and not even film it anymore. So I don't really play it that much anymore, though, to be honest. So whatever, I just kind of stopped. But that's another example. So the same goes for that. If you ever see a game pop up for like 3 videos and disappear, that's probably what happened. I'll throw something on the channel to gauge I'll be excited about it. It's a first impressions. I gauge my interest. I gauge your interest. I do polls. I see what people think. I ask the live stream chat. You know, and sometimes we just don't really care for that. We're not really going to watch that. I'm here for this. I don't really want to watch that. Well, okay. Maybe 10,000 people watch Cube World. That's a lot of people. So maybe, yes, that is a reason to continue to make a video for that game. But sometimes it's just hard to get the content out when I should be thinking about focusing on something else. Because there are times where I stretch myself a little too thin. Where, yes, this is a variety channel, but there are times when I have to focus things a bit. Where you've probably seen there's been days where it's nothing but World of Tanks. Now lately it's been World of Tanks and War Thunder. Here's more War Thunder. Well, it's because I'm enjoying these games, or I'm becoming knowledgeable with these titles. I have to scale things down a bit and calculate and focus on things. Right now I'm waiting for new games to come out, waiting for Battlefield, waiting for whatever else. There's a couple of other tactical shooters in the works maybe that I can check out. But I have to scale things down a bit because the focus, my channel, you might see my subscribers and you say, oh, that's a lot of subs, holy smokes. But at the end of the day, compared to other people, it's really not. Look at Angry Joe with the Angry Joe Show. His channel, he just hit 1 million subscribers. That's a lot of subs. Congrats to Angry Joe. The guy definitely deserves it, because talk about a passionate individual. The guy makes me laugh every single video, and you'd think that you probably see how I conduct myself in my videos, and you probably wouldn't think that I would laugh at a guy like that, but trust me, I do. And I'm laughing right now because I'm picturing him in his costumes just being a silly son of a gun. And, he really deserves it, because no matter what he says or does, he's a passionate gamer. He loves what he does, and it shows. But that's a big channel. That's a huge channel, Total Biscuit. Another giant channel. People like that, huge. I'm not at their caliber, guys. I haven't been doing it long enough, and so for me, I have to look at what my viewer base, like where they're at, because 124, 125,000 subscribers plus. Where are all they? Which, who's watching what? How many are watching tanks? How many that watch tanks are gonna watch War Thunder? How many are still just hanging out waiting for DayZ standalone? How many are from Airsoft? Everybody's split up. Whereas some channels focus on one thing, they're all there for the same thing, and they get 50,000 plus views a video. So I have to look at things strategically and think, okay, well, this is worth my time, this isn't. Because at the end of the day, I still do have to make money, but I just have to look at it, where's my fun, and then what's going to allow me to also survive. But fun always has to come first. And that's why, yes, sometimes you will see me focus on a certain set of games. Because I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've said it time and time again. I'm not going to be fake and play something that I'm not actually enjoying. So I have to be in that place and state of mind, which is why sometimes you see a set amount of games. So there's that. This is a really long strafing run. If you're still here, congratulations. For those that have always complained about those quick hits videos that have been too short, well, I'm still going to make those. So you can deal with that, but I still make long videos. I don't know if you've noticed, so stop complaining. But here's another long video for you, filled with some nice War Thunder footage with RAMJB, as well as just me rambling and ranting on. So I think that mostly covers everything. I know a lot of you are always going to ask about Airsoft. I might wait for the winter season to pop up just because it's a little easier and more people show up, and people tend to get more decked out in cool gear in the winter times. Because it just gets miserable. It really does in the summer. It's just bad. I mean, and I usually end up in a cycle. I'll play Airsoft during the summer, and then when winter shows up, for some reason, I stop. And then I start again in the summer. And I told my friends, like, you know what? I'm going to break that cycle. I'm going to start the cycle in the winter and then not play in the summer. At least that's my idea. I'm not going to promise anything because I've been known to change my mind. And, you know, stuff happens. So I don't want to make any promises that I can't keep. I have bought a new helmet camera just to do this type of thing. I also bought it for other reasons, but I've decked out my M4. I've actually shortened the barrel to make it a little bit more comfortable for me. I've got it, you know, the way I want it. And, you know, hey, we'll see what happens with that. So, you know, I don't blame you if you bail because there hasn't been enough new Airsoft content. You know, I've noticed a lot of other channels starting to do Airsoft as well. It's kind of funny because I think that I pioneered the Gaming plus Airsoft channel. You know, I was the first to do that. There was either Airsoft channels and there was gaming channels, but I was the first one to merge it. And I still have some fracking amazing content. Come on, man. I've got some... How many people have a real armored car with a guy with a camera, like, strapped to the top of it while I'm getting shot at and all kinds of madness is going on? I was hanging on to this turret for my dear life on this Fox armored recon vehicle. And this isn't one of those fake things. This is real. It is a real British Fox armored reconnaissance vehicle. And it's sick. It's amazing. And if you haven't seen those videos, go watch them. I don't care what you're into. If you like military games, go watch this, even if you're not an Airsofter. But, you know, some of the Airsoft stuff I caught was just fantastic. So the DV8 Airsoft field has a ton of stuff on it like that. But, you know, I mean, I did all that stuff. And, you know, I was the first to merge gaming and Airsoft together. And, you know, sometimes I see people doing it. It's like, what are you doing? You know, like, I almost like, well, I got to get back into this just to show them how to do it. You know, it's like, but you know, I think some of, I'm just trying to think about how to perfect it. But, you know, we'll see how that goes. But anyways, you know, the more content that's out there, the better for anybody. I think I've probably forgotten something. That usually happens. Again, if you have further questions, you can usually put them down below, and I'll see if I get to them. If not, hit the live stream and chat with us. A lot of the moderators there and whatnot will answer your questions too, because they know the stuff. They know what's going on. They've been around. And I'm hoping that covers it. Oh, no, I'm not going to play World of Tanks on Xbox 360. I don't own an Xbox 360, and generally, if there's a PC game on a console, I'm always just going to stick with the PC game. There's just no point me owning the console version of a PC game. Never, ever, ever, ever. One more, ever. It's just the way it is. Many of you know why I prefer PC gaming. And don't yell at me about, oh, I don't have the money. Well, stop buying quote-unquote gaming laptops. Building a gaming machine is cheaper than it ever has been. You just have to know what you're doing. There's plenty of guides out there on how to do it. So that's that. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. You know, I rant, I rave. Sometimes I complain a lot, whatever. That's just the way I am. But at the end of the day, I get the job done, and I bring it to you in style with quality. Thank you for joining me a million times over. I always really, 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 truly appreciate it. Trust me. Every day I wake up and say, wow, this is what I do for a living. But it's because of you. So, without you, there's nothing. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I will definitely see you on the next one.